Thank God it's Saturday. What's going on, you guys? TBR here, back yet again with another King of Fighters All-Star video. And it's Saturday, so welcome to the Saturday Chat and Chill, where we kick back, relax, and talk about one topic in the King of Fighters All-Star community. But before we get into all of that and more, make sure you guys smash that like button and subscribe, because we are about 10 or so subscribers away from that ultimate goal of 3,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and you could help us achieve that. So in today's video, what were we going to talk about besides the obvious? Of course, we're going to be talking about the next likely collaboration, which is of course the Guilty Gear collaboration. For those of you who have not heard the news, you can check out yesterday's video. We broke down that tweet from Netmarble, and we talked a little bit about what we expect with that update. So in today's video, we are going to sit down and we're going to talk fully about what we think we are going to be seeing with this, our hopes, our dreams, and our fears, all in today's video for your enjoyment. So let's go ahead and get into it, and first off, start with what we hope for. And the first thing that I think we can all say that we're all hoping for is going to be the fact that this time around, whatever the free-to-play character is that we get with this collaboration, which more than likely I'm guessing is going to be Soul Bad Guy, but I could be wrong, but whatever that free-to-play character ends up being, I really hope that Netmarble decides to go back to giving us their 3PG card for free in some way, shape, or form, because the last time not having that was kind of weird and made no sense, to be honest. I do get the fact that they probably didn't want to do that just based solely upon the fact that there were two different versions of the same character sharing the same 3PG card, and they wanted people to have to go in for those cards on those card banners to pull for them as a result of that. But at the same time, being the fact that we're probably not going to be getting two different versions of the same character with this go around with this collaboration like we did with Dead or Alive, I think that it is a safe assumption to make that we'll more than likely end up getting that as a return to form from the old collaborations from the past. Now, for those of you who haven't been around for very long, we used to get 3PG finishers with our free-to-play characters for these collaborations for free, and so hopefully they get back to doing that, because this last collaboration, which was Dead or Alive 6, definitely didn't have it there, and I believe that that was probably the first time, if I remember correctly, that that was the case. So let's hope that that ends up being a situation that does fix itself. But the next thing that I really hope that we get with this collaboration is of course going to be a new tower mode. So for those of you who were not around during the Dead or Alive 6 collaboration, when we had that collab, we did have a tower-based mode where basically with each and every stage that you went through, and you were only able to use the Dead or Alive 6 collaboration characters to do it, but as you progressed through that tower, you got more and more rewards, and I do believe, if I remember correctly, there was somewhere around 5,000 rubies total after clearing that thing, and then you also had a whole bunch of other items in there like dimensional invitations and so on. I am going to bet that we'll probably see something akin to it. However, you never know with Netmarble. They have a tendency to completely throw out the structure with the events that come along with collaborations and redo them from collab to collab. So I really hope that they don't do that this time around, because out of all the things that we've had this year, I think that universally that was one of the most loved things that they've done. So it would not make sense if they didn't bring that back in some way, shape, or form, or at least retool it, because a lot of people really like that. And I think that whenever you bring up the Dead or Alive 6 collaboration, that's the first thing, or one of the first things as far as those events that came along with that people mention, and they always mention it in a positive light. So I really hope that that is something that we return to, because that was something that was really cool to have, and I think helped out a ton of people, especially people who were just getting into the game. And finally, I really do hope that, because I do believe Netmarble's probably going to be releasing more SS fighters with this collaboration, that they do go ahead and give us an SS generic memory or two. But, you know, you never know with Netmarble, because they do tend to be pretty stingy with those. But with that being said, let's talk about some of the things that I really hope they don't do. And let's start off with what I just mentioned, which is SS fighters in collaborations. I really hope they stop doing this. I hated that with the Dead or Alive 6 collaboration. It really really is anti-new player, especially if you're going to be as stingy with generic SS memories as Netmarble tends to be. But then again, I think it's probably a guarantee that that is something that we will see again, so more than likely we're going to see a couple more SS characters coming our way with this collaboration, but whatever. So the next thing that I really hope that they do not do is I really hope that they don't do some goofy event like they did with Marie Rose this last time around, where they locked her memories behind a complete RNG wall. So the last time that we had this, we basically had a board, and that board you basically got to roll on, and yeah, if you didn't get lucky enough to land on Marie Rose's memory, then you ended up not being able to build a character. So I really hope that they don't do this again, because honestly, you guys, that was the worst part of the Dead or Alive 6 collaboration, and that would just suck if they decided to do it again. I really hope that they learn from their mistakes and don't make a return with that event, because nobody enjoyed that, not that I know of, and if they do come back with that, I think that more than likely all it's going to do is cause more people to be turned off by those events with this. So yeah, let's not do that again, please. Can we? Okay, cool. And finally, the last thing that I hope that they don't do with this collaboration is I hope that they don't completely and utterly power creep everything else in the game again, just like they did with Dead or Alive 6, because can we just slow down? Can we just match the power creep from one banner to the next, please? I don't think anybody's going to complain if the power creep of this new collaboration is right on par with what we've had with the last BS Volume 4 or SS Volume 4, so please, Netmarble, can we not? But anyway, you guys, those are my hopes and those are my fears. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think and what you're hoping for with this collaboration. Maybe there's something specific that you are wanting to see. You could let me know in the comment section. But with all of that being said, I really am excited for this collaboration. It's just that Netmarble does have a bad tendency to kind of mess up a lot of really good work with these collaborations by doing things that make very little sense to the community. So if they could maybe avoid those this time around, I think that they could definitely have a home run on their plate, because to be honest with you guys, I think Guilty Gear, even for the people out there who are the uninitiated with the IP, will be very excited and very happy with what they see once it launches. But at the end of the day, only Netmarble has the power to make these decisions, and I'm just a guy talking into my phone on the internet. So with all of that being said, speaking of Netmarble, there is going to be one other thing I want to talk about in this week's Saturday Chat and Chill, because a lot of people have been asking me about it, and I've been playing the hell out of it. Let's talk about Seven Nights 2, because I love this game. So for those of you who are unaware, I've been playing the heck out of Seven Nights 2 for the past, like, I don't know, 3-4 days, and I absolutely love it. It's great. Like, to be honest with you guys, I have been playing it very casually. I've just been kind of enjoying the campaign, doing some of the side missions and so on and so forth, like your different dungeons and so on. And to be honest, I have really gotten a lot of enjoyment out of it. Now, it is another gacha game. It is an MMO. It's very akin to like a Final Fantasy, so think maybe like a Final Fantasy MMO style game. However, it doesn't really lean too much at all into the multiplayer aspect of things. Like, you do have multiplayer when we're talking about like your raids and things like that, but for the most part it's really just you and your party just playing through the campaign and just doing different boss fights and so on, and getting loot and trying to build up your character's CP, your account CP, and trying to collect different characters through the gacha system. And yeah, it's basically what you'd come to expect from a gacha game. You're going to have banners, you're going to have raid ups, you're going to have pity systems, you're going to have all that different stuff. You're going to have gear that you can build up for your characters, and there's also going to be separate banners for that. But unlike other games that Netmarble has launched recently, Marvel Future Revolution, this game is actually pretty lenient when it comes to the loot. You can actually buy with gold, like in-game currency. You can buy some of the more rare loot. You can pull the loot on banners, of course, just like any other game that is going to have stuff like this. But you can also go in and you can craft these things, and you can find these things in the world. So it doesn't really ever feel like they lock everything behind banners, because you do have multiple different ways, even with characters. For instance, one of the best characters in the game is going to be a legendary plus tier Shane, and that Shane you can actually get for building your account CP up to a high enough level. So there's a lot of different ways that you can unlock all this content, and it never feels like you are just going to have to pay for it to get there. Now, of course, there's plenty of different in-game packages, and Netmarble reminds you ad nauseum to buy them, but at the same time, I don't really think that you necessarily have to. I've been playing this game pretty much just free to play and enjoying the heck out of it, and still been able to progress to, I believe I'm on chapter 9 at this point. I'm getting towards the end of the campaign if I remember correctly based on what I saw, but I could be wrong. But yeah, guys, I've enjoyed the heck out of this game. Now, inevitably, I've gotten the question from a lot of different people, will I be covering this here on the channel? I don't know if I want to. It's up to you guys at the end of the day. If I get enough requests for it, then I definitely would consider it, but it comes down to what you guys want. If you guys want to see it, I'll do it, but if not, I'm not going to. And honestly, I'm just as fine with not having to cover this on the channel as I would be if I did, because honestly, I don't want it to start feeling like work. But at the same time, I still enjoy King of Fighters All-Star almost just as much as I always have, but there is a component of that with that game. And with this game, I think part of what I've enjoyed the most is just being able to relax and casually play it for fun. So yeah, guys, I mean, it's up to you if you want me to cover it. I can maybe do a little bit of like maybe a first impressions video, or I can even do like a little review video for the game, maybe to give you guys my full thoughts, and I can expand upon it outside of just trying to cram in a bunch of thoughts here in like a 4-minute clip. But it's up to you guys. Let me know in the comment section down below and we can talk about it there. But in the end, you guys, that's pretty much my thoughts. Seven Nights 2 I definitely think is worth a download and try it out. It's completely free to play, so I definitely think that you guys might find some enjoyment there, and even the campaign is really engaging, and there's some really solid voice acting in there. So anyway, you guys, those are my opinions. Let me know yours in the comments section down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and until the next one, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.
Continue.